तो अब मैं सीधे लिए चलता हूं अपने लंदन स्टूडियो, जहां पर डॉक्टर नेहा शर्मा उपस्थित हैं और हीलिंग बाय हीलर्स ये कार्यक्रम में आपके साथ जुड़ेंगे, जहां पर हमारे साथ कई अतिथि हैं। रुचिता व्यास जी हैं, कोणिका कौशल जी हैं, डॉक्टर बेला सचदेव, डॉक्टर नेहा शर्मा, तमाम अतिथियों के साथ हम उपस्थित होंगे। और मैं अब अपना यह संचालन, यह पूरा स्टूडियो मैं सीधे लंदन लिए चलता हूं, जहां हमारे साथ उपस्थित हैं डॉक्टर नेहा शर्मा। ओवर टू यू नेहा।
Thank you so much, Pankaj ji. Thank you so much. I welcome all the speakers here. So before starting, I would like to start my show by saying that behind every successful woman is a tribe of successful women who have her back. And with this positive note, I would like to invite and welcome all of you for this live show on Healing by Healers. And healers are the healthcare professional, all the frontline workers, all the beautiful ladies who are joining me today for this great show. And I'm very, very humbled and thankful to everyone. This is a joint effort from all of us to address mental health issues and to promote women leadership and women empowerment. And who else can better understand this apart from any woman? Like basically, we all are here today to celebrate womanhood. And I would like to first congratulate all my speakers here who are very famous international and national speakers from the medical background. They have not only showed courage during this current pandemic, but also they have set a benchmark in order to give high standard of care to the patient, to the community, and they have played a vital role in order to take care of their family, being a daughter, being a wife, being a mother, being a friend. So hats off to everyone. And I welcome everyone today for this great show. So thank you so much for joining me. I can see all my speakers are here, so let's begin the talk. First, I would like to say that you don't have to be positive all the time. It's perfectly okay not to be okay at some point. It's perfectly okay to feel sad, to feel angry, to feel annoyed, to feel frustrated, scared, and anxious. Having feeling doesn't make you a negative person. It makes you more like that you are human. So my first speaker, I would like to invite Dr. Nandini Nagar, who is a very versatile, diligent, and hardworking neonatologist from Cloud9 Hospital, Bangalore. She is being trained from India and has got further training in neonatology from Australia. And she's a part of many national conferences. So welcome, Dr. Nandini, on the show. And just to begin the show, I would like to ask you that during this corona pandemic, when everybody is massively affected, the mental health is massively affected, how you are coping with this situation? Would you like to highlight these points, please?
Yes, thank you for the introduction, Neha. First of all, I'd like to thank you for moderating this show. Thank you, Pankaj ji. Thank you, Sudeshna ji, and all the others behind this whole team. You're doing wonderful work. So I'd like to start by saying that women are naturally more resilient and mentally much stronger as compared to men. And in fact, even as babies, the female gender tends to display greater capacity to withstand various complications, and survival rates are much better in the female gender as compared to the other one. Even so, during these past few months, there has been an overload of negative emotions due to this pandemic. I'm sure most of us have felt depressed at various points because of less human interaction. Because we human beings are a gregarious species, you see. We need more human interaction. And nowadays we are fearful also because of the elderly at home, and they are more vulnerable to the COVID-19 that is looming large over all of us. There is this also feeling of worthlessness, maybe because others are actively involved in looking after the COVID cases and I am not, and its occurrence in newborns is rare, which is a good thing. I did brood over this, all this and more things, but now my way of dealing with it is by being optimistic, by believing that this too shall pass. I try to make the most of whatever situation I am in. I make it a point to keep in touch regularly with family and friends. I love baking, trying new recipes, and sharing them with my friends and my sister. I've always loved to listen to old Hindi songs, especially from the 50s and 60s. They're really lovely melodies, but have never had the time to pursue it. So, as during those days, we didn't have easy access to lyrics, and also due to lack of time. We had an old Philips radio, I remember when I was a child, and my mother used to listen to this Bhule Bisre Geet and Aapki Farmaish. And whenever I needed a break from my studies, I used to beg my mother to allow me to listen to just one song and then get back to studies. With more time in hand now, I have spent a fair bit on practicing and singing old Hindi songs to myself.
Is there any Hindi song that Dr. Nandini you would like to sing for us today? Although I know that you might not be prepared, but any two lines if you sing for us, that will be great.
Okay, yeah. I love this song. I love most of the old Hindi songs, but I love this one for its melody. वक्त ने किया क्या हंसी सितम, तुम रहे नहीं, हम रहे न हम, वक्त ने किया. Okay, I think that should be for now.
Wonderful. That's really nice. That's really nice. So I think that's very important. Yeah, that's very important to carry forward your hobby during this time to keep your positivity and enthusiasm going. So, Dr. Nandini, if I ask you a question like what challenges you have faced in your life and how you have addressed those challenges in your life. So if you highlight those things, it would be great for us.
Yeah. So life itself is one big challenge for all women, I should say. But I'd like to talk about a couple of examples. My mother, I would like to mention about her, didn't get an opportunity to receive formal training beyond pre-university, but is the most worldly wise, caring person with the most common sense that I've ever known. My father worked as a civilian for the Indian Air Force for 40 years and is a proud, disciplined, patriotic and very religious person. And with this modest background, I grew up in modest circumstances and with one younger sibling, with no doctors in the immediate family, and being under the general category, it was dedication and perseverance that led me to achieve whatever I have achieved. I was the 10th rank holder for Karnataka State in my 12th standard, and in the common entrance exams after that, I secured a good rank, 95th rank for the medical stream, and I chose to do medicine. After completing graduation, I then pursued neonatology in Australia. And this was a great achievement for a person in those days from a humble background. And I'd also like to mention about one lovely challenge that life threw at me later in life. This was by gifting me twin boys. That was when I was at the peak of my career. And this was the time when I realized how blessed we are as Indians to have the support of family and friends. My husband gave up his job for a while and helped with looking after me and the twins at home in Sydney. And I used to work long shifts in a busy neonatal intensive care unit. With the help of family and my determination, I was able to achieve what I had set out to do in Australia. I'm eternally grateful to both sets of grandparents and for helping me during those days. It makes me think that parenting is teamwork, just like neonatology. And after the arrival of my sons in life, academics took a backseat, but it may come up at some point in life once the boys grow up and in terms of their education have settled down. It's not for nothing that they say, educate a woman and you educate an entire family.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with you. And congratulations, first of all, to be blessed with the twin children. And I've seen their pictures, beautiful pictures on the Facebook, and they both are lovely. So, Dr. Nandini, if I ask that, I can understand that you said that it was all because it was a joint or team effort of raising the kids. And obviously, it's not possible without your supportive family. Considering those women like who are not well supported by the family, which is very often seen in Indian scenarios, what message would you like to share to them when they are not well supported by the family and they are still like they wanted to pursue something in their life? That then how should they deal with that?
It is still possible. I know there are many women who may not be as fortunate as I am, and for them, I would like to say, make as many friends in life as you can, extend a helping hand, that person can return the favor to you, hold every person you know in good esteem, because someday that person may be your good Samaritan in your time of need or when you are feeling lonely. Life in Australia taught me self-reliance, and that is coming in handy now with my domestic help. So learn to be self-reliant as well. And then finally, to all the women out there, I would like to quote this from a serial I watched recently called This Is Us. There's no lemon so sour that you can't make something resembling lemonade.
Yeah.
There is an innate strength in each one of us to be able to find a solution for any problem. So don't ever give up.
Yeah, that's wonderful, Dr. Nandini. That's wonderful. So bottom line is never to give up, irrespective of whatever odd situation you have life. So thank you so much, Dr. Nandini, for enlightening us with that thing. Moving forward, I would like to say that feminism isn't about making a woman strong. Feminism isn't about making a woman strong. Women are already born strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives that strength. An empowered woman is a powerful woman beyond measure and beautiful beyond description. And to make these lines live and in a true sense, I would like to invite my next speaker, Dr. Monica Kaushal, who is a very dynamic, super talented, all-rounder neonatologist from Dubai, who is currently working at Emirates Specialty Hospital. And she is being a candidate from all the dream medical colleges which any of the young candidate in India can think of. She did her MD from PGI Chandigarh. She did her DM from All India Institute of Medical Science, and she did her fellowship from Royal College of Pediatric and Childhood from UK. So my first question to Dr. Monica is, what pushed you to pursue so much in academics, and how you address the challenges while being there as a medical student, balancing your life, balancing your hobbies, balancing your family? So please enlighten us on those directions, please.
Thank you, Neha, for the invite.
There is a slight disturbance. Can I just request all the speakers to kindly keep themselves mute till the time Dr. Monica is speaking? If you can just keep yourself mute, please. Thank you.
Hello, is it okay?
I think it's echoing, Dr. Monica. For some reason, it's echoing. Would you like to try without your headphone?
Yeah, that will be better. Now it's fine.
No, it's still echoing a lot.
So I can sit up.
I think it's still echoing somewhere, but I don't know why this is happening. Can you try again?
Is it okay now?
No, I think it's still echoing at the background. Do you want to try from your end, Dr. Monica, and I'll move to the next speaker. Meanwhile, you can fix that problem in between.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. So my next speaker is Dr. Bela Saxena, who is again on the similar line, is a very self-disciplined, proactive, organized healthcare professional, a pediatrician from Abu Dhabi. She has done, she has pursued all her experiences from different continents. So she has done diploma in child psychology from Oxford, UK. She has done MBA in healthcare from United States of America and fellowship in infectious disease from Australia, and has served armed force for nearly 5 years on a short pay commission. So hats off, Dr. Bela, to you. And I would like to ask you, like, what challenges you have faced being a girl child, because I'm aware that you were a brother and sister and family, and what challenges you have faced being a girl child, and how did you address those challenges in your life?
Okay. First of all, thank you so much, Neha, for this opportunity. So I'm from a very upper middle class, service officers family. My father was a service officer, and he was an engineer. My mother was a housewife, and she still, of course, is a housewife. And my brother was there, and I was there. Like, we were only 4 of us in a family. So my father, actually, when I was born, like, he lost his father, and the whole responsibility of his siblings and everyone came on him. So, and he had to get them all married and everything. So, like, life was not easy for them, but they didn't let it reflect on us. So in the attempt, like, my mother is to help out my father in the financial issues. Like, she started believing that, okay, in case we have to compromise on some expenditure, she had it in the undercurrent, in her mind, that a boy's education is, like, more important than a girl's education. So, like, she told my father that if you have to, invest, so might as well invest. Wo budhape ka sahara to beta hai. So, no, she is a very loving lady. She is very, very sweet. And if you meet her ever, like, you will find her very loving, very adorable. But only thing is, like, this was her belief. Like, she came from such a background that in those days, people did believe that boys' education is more important. Girl may study, may not study. And she used to convince me that I should do home science. That was a subject in those days. Now it's obsolete. So she used to tell me, why don't you take home science? Why do you want to become a doctor? So I used to tell her that I'm convinced, with science, because it's given me all the answers that I wanted. So I stuck on to my guns, and I took my stand. And my father supported me, of course, always. So I also used to write poems. And my father supported me in that too. And my father, then we both were convinced, because I used to do very well in studies. I used to top my class, and my mother saw my performance and everything. Then my father was convinced. So she also got convinced. It wasn't very difficult to convince her. What point I want to bring here is, in my house, it was a very congenial atmosphere and very loving. And my mother had it just in the undercurrent, this kind of a feeling. So I got away with a lot. I mean, I got away with my way. But everyone, and I know that was those times when anyways the boys were given preference. But here now with women empowerment, this should not happen. Now this should not happen, but it is still happening in many families. I was lucky that my father supported me, but people are not lucky enough. There are people in the whole family, all the elders, they put pressure on the girls not to study further, and to stay at home and learn all the homely chores and all that, so which is not easy for them. So what I want to tell them is, you have to have confidence in your own self. You have to be focused. You have to be determined. You have to dream big and keep your dreams alive, And not only that, you have to just go on trying, because what deters them is not other person's objection. What deters them is their own failure. Now, suppose I got through in the first go everywhere, whatever. So I went on with my life. But what happens is, a person wants to become something. He barely convinces everyone else, but he fails. So I want to tell people that even if you fail, don't let even your own failure deter you from your dreams. So keep dreaming, keep trying, because कोशिश करने वाले की कभी हार नहीं होती.
Absolutely.
So that's the message I want to give. Yeah.
कोशिश करने वाले की कभी हार नहीं होती. And it's all about being resilient. If you know what you want in your life, even though if you are being deprived of the things which probably you should be getting, it's all about you being in that situation and being resilient and saying that, yes, I deserve that and I need to have those things. So I really salute that feeling and that, that kind of thing that you had in your childhood. So can I ask you, what made you to join armed force? And there's so much of learning, like Dr. Nandini, I wasn't familiar with that. Otherwise, I would have asked the same question to Dr. Nandini as well. What message you would like to share, which you have actually observed and learned in the armed force, being in the armed force? What message would you like to give us to everyone?
Yeah. See, I was born in a service officer's house, and my father was an Air Force officer. He was an engineer. So I grew up in Air Force stations, and I was so comfortable there. Like, we had seen Air Force life, and it is so convenient. It is so enjoyable. It is so social. So we grew up in that. So when my father suggested that Delhi University can have a lot of strikes and you needn't continue here, because I got through Lady Harding as well as AFMC. So he told me that if you go there won't be much strikes and all, and there would be more discipline, and you would complete your course on time. And then I had it in my mind that, like, every child sees his own father and feels very proud when he is in uniform and wants to adorn that on one's own self. And I know when I wore my uniform, my father was so proud of me. So I wanted to have that feeling, being a service officer. And it was like a second home to me. So it wasn't very difficult to get into services. And I did 5 years, and I really enjoyed my stay. Not just that, I learned a lot of lessons there, like standing independently, that I learned in services. And I basically had my self-confidence, self-esteem all high up because of services. And then of course time management, because I used to like have such strict hours in services, like we could not be even 5 minutes late for anything, whether it was a meeting, whether it was our duty timings or anything. So not even 5 minutes, then I had to come back home, look after my newly born child and all, and then do all the home jobs and all, plus I used to go on the call duties and everything. So like life wasn't easy, so it taught me multitasking, so I started time managing and multitasking, and that continues still, so I'm utilizing that in my life now.
Yeah, so it's all about, Dr. Bela, about being committed in your life and,
Yes,
and
sure.
utilizing all the opportunities which life is throwing on you. Can I
Sure.
just ask, like, how one can cope up with stress and family pressure? Because obviously this is something which is a basic problem with everyone. That we wanted to do something in our lives. We wanted to be like professionally. Also, we have some. We are professional women as well, and we have a family commitment as well. So how one can bear those family pressure and can do wonders in life? Like, is there anything, any suggestion from your end?
Yeah, okay, Neha, basically, I'm again, because of my service background also, I'm quite a fitness female, like not a freak exactly, I wouldn't call myself a fitness freak, but all the same, I'm very, very particular about my own fitness. So I believe firmly that a healthy mind stays in a healthy body. So first and foremost, I mean, particularly in these times when the whole world is stressed out, the whole world has all the time to their own selves. They're all sitting at home, just trying to figure out what to do with their own selves. So I think, keeping yourself fit at this time is, I mean, much more important than any other time in life. So basically that, then once you're fit, once you're this thing, people say, no, I'm fit, but I still go into depression. I have so much stress on me. And now that people are getting jobless, people are losing their jobs, people are, suffering financial and all those crunch. So all those things, I think is taking them back into that. So I would suggest that one key to beating your stress is communication. Okay, so communicate with your loved ones, communicate with your friends, with your relatives, with your family, with your children, with your parents, with your spouse, with everyone you can, and share what problems you have, share somewhere, because we have seen now recently also with the issue which happened, more people take the extreme steps, whether it is any celebrity or any common person, when they're alone, okay, when they have no one to speak to, when they cannot share their problems with anyone. So I want to give this message to all the parents also, that please do take care and communicate with your child. You may correct them, you may scold them, but never leave communication with your child. So this is so very important, because a child, like whether it is running away from home, because children are already so stressed with today's pattern of education and the competition and whatnot. So if you do not communicate, and again I'll come to the positive communication also, so each parent must also realize, I mean, I'm a pediatrician, so I always go back for everything to children. So
And you are a child psychologist as well, so I think you can
yes,
better
yes.
throw the light on this later. Yeah, please.
Yeah. So basically what happened, basically each parent must ask his own self, have I hugged my child today? Okay. The hugging the child, reassuring the child. One should not think, my child knows how much I love. No, each day you have to reassure your child. You have to hug your child. You have to be there for him, and you have to assure him that you are there for his problems. Then he will be tempted to sort out his problems with you, or he would at least share the problems with you. So, and once the parents, who are the immediate family of a child, leave communication for any reason with their child, that's the time the child is tempted to take the extreme steps, whether leaving the home, you see people leaving home and running away, or going into depression and all that. That would not happen if a proper positive communication would happen. Next thing I want to say, that okay, you've tried everything and still you go into depression or you have stress. Then now people say, like, I've done everything what was possible, I've tried to share, no one has a solution. You will not have a solution to all the problems. You will, but that's not the end of the world. So every problem doesn't have a immediate solution. If you want an immediate solution, it will have a solution, but you have to wait. You have to wait for those solutions. So if you of course you have to give yourself time, but in that time when you're getting depressed, what to do, how to get over that. So I have that key now. I'm going to say it's creativity. Okay, so if you're creative and you do your what you wanted to always do, like you wanted to sing, you wanted to dance, you wanted to play, you wanted to say write something, paint something, you do what you want to. And even if you do, and God is such that he has given everyone some talent, something. Someone who doesn't want to study, they've given him a talent of some energy, extra energy, which he can do so and so thing, and that and that and that, or he can do acrobatics, or he can do exercise, or he can do whatever. So make your videos, you've seen even those ladies who are sitting at home, they make their cooking videos and they're putting them on the Facebook, and that is so creative. And then if your creation can help somebody, you would feel so positive that depression won't come near you. Okay.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so basic thing is be kind, help, go out of your way and help people, help those who are more deprived, less privileged than you, so you would end up, I mean, helping your own self. So that's it. So basically help others and you would help your own self. So
Yeah, so absolutely. I think the gist which I've got from Dr. Bela's talk was that first of all, never to have any communication gap. You have to open, you have to break your silence. If you're not feeling okay, you have to say to somebody whom you trust. It could be your family, it could be a nearby friend, or it could be a specialist, just saying that I'm not feeling okay, I'm struggling. And it's sometimes I think Dr. Bela and even all the speakers will agree that we have a huge kind of anxiety when we say that we have to meet a psychologist or we have to go for a psychotherapist or something, and people just think, oh my god, there's some sort of mental instability with this person. No, it isn't about you being a mentally unstable. It's all about getting, because at some point of time when you are struggling to get a right answer for your struggle, which is constantly going within your mind, you need somebody to help. And if you can't trust your family members or your friends, you need to speak to somebody who can give you a genuine a suggestion, and on which you can follow, and then you can do some difference in your life, in order to get out of that kind of mindset. So I completely agree. Rolling your creativity.
One more thing I want to say, that going to a psychologist or a psychiatrist is still considered a taboo, okay, in our society. So people, the moment you suggest them that you need help or you may go there, they start thinking like, I'm not mad, do you think I'm mad that I have to go there for that help? So there is just no harm in getting the help, and there's no shame in getting a help, because you're helping your own self. And unless you help your own self, you cannot be useful to the society, to the world, and you cannot be of any use to any other person, not to your family, not to the world.
Yeah, absolutely, Dr. Bela. It's all about, first of all, value your own life. And once you value your own life, you can value the other's life as well. So thank you so much, Dr. Bela, for the nice sharing of your life and thoughts with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Monica, I'm back to you. Can you hear us clearly now?
I don't know if it works now.
No, it works very well. It works very well. So can I just request all the speakers to kindly mute themselves so that we can hear Dr. Monica now. So Dr. Monica, I would like to ask you, what pushed you to achieve so much in your professional world? You have been a candidate from a PGI Chandigarh, All India Institute of Medical Science. And in every conference, I want to say to all the audience, irrespective of who is there or who is not there, Dr. Monica is a consistent speaker in all the national conferences and international conferences. And I feel really very good. And I literally enjoy you being there. Every time I see you, and you inspire me. So please tell me, what has pushed you to achieve so much in your life?
Thank you, Neha. Thank you for the invite, and it's a real good platform to express ourselves. And I don't think so I've achieved enough. Once you start thinking you have achieved enough, then you cannot move forward. So there is always a place where you have to still step up the ladder. And I would say that academic thing never there is no stop there. So having said that, I would thank my parents, especially my father, who gave me support, the dreams, the wings to fly. He was an army man, and he had given me a belief, and I would say belief is the main thing which would push you further. And let me tell you, when I was in 11, 12, I was I wanted to become an actress, and I got a role Rajasthani movies, and I said,
I clap for that. I first of all clap for that, and no wonder why you get that role.
and my father said, no, you are not meant for that. You have your this is not where you are going, and you have to use your mind, and you have to, this is not what you're made for. And this is one thing I listened to him, and then nothing could stop after that. And when I did my entrance exam for MBBS, there was five medical colleges exams were there in Rajasthan. So there were around 500 seats, and I was seventh in that. And my father said, look here, this is what you have to continue to be, seventh. I don't want you first, seventh is fine. And I continued to, listen to him, and that was my, I mean, when I was doing my MBBS, he stopped telling me, do this or do that. And I said, why? I need some motivation, and I need you to be, telling me each time what to do and what not to do. And, that was my great inspiration. Yeah. Having said that, I cannot achieve things without the family, because, once I got married quite early, I was in final MBBS when I got married. So I had kids when I started my MD and my DM. And you all know that how difficult it is to do post-graduation in PGI, which is such a busy institute. And I would say that it could have not been possible with the family support, my husband's support. And the main thing is the time management. Time management cannot actually, you can't do anything without that. So you have to balance your time very, very correctly, so that you can utilize your time with the family, with the with academics, and with the workload to achieve all this. And so that's one thing which really helped me a lot.
Okay. If I ask you that if you were in a Bollywood industry, how would you idolize yourself? Like, which Bollywood actress you'll be like very close to?
I don't know, but I used to like Madhubala a lot.
Okay.
So she was my dream actress. So yes. I don't know, maybe I like her. I used to like her bindas style and smile.
Probably I would imitate you as Kareena Kapoor in Jab We Met. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. So, Dr. Monica, if I ask you about what do you think about woman leadership? Like, do you think it's an essential component of a woman's personality, and a woman is capable enough of bringing a change in the system? What's your ideology behind that?
Oh, really, I would say yes. And I would start with, I remember Barack Obama saying that if the world is run by females, the women, then I think it would be the best world ever. And he went to say that, at least 2 years, every country should be given to women to be as a leader of that country to really achieve a best outcome. And he said women are not, they're not like perfect, but they are undisputedly the best. So I get the confidence in that. And my actually, if you say Indira Gandhi was my role model, and I feel still she's the strongest female leader of the world. Yeah. And then if I give examples, Sudha Murthy, which everyone knows, is a humble soul and a big example which we can look forward to. Yeah. And recently, one of our pediatrician who went, Soumya, who went to as a great scientist to WHO, is a real role model for all of us. Yeah. And now this pandemic has really made us very great, I would say that. Those 4 countries where the female are the prime ministers are doing the best. Yes, you all know that. Yeah, the Merkel from Germany, Jessica from New Zealand, and Sana from Finland, and from Taiwan, sorry, they are the best. Yeah, and Sana, how far she went. She just created it as a national emergency. No male leader could do that. And if you see the Jessica, she did so well, and not only for the pandemic control, but also for the, I would say, the doctors, for the education, and for the economy. She's done so wonderful job. And how she handled the mosque fire thing was commendable, I would say. And all this, how it happened, how they can do it, because they are tender, they are flexible, they are more diverse, and they can, take good things from people. They don't have that high ego problems that, if something is good with other, they really imbibe those things very well. And what I was knowing that, the leaders should be very aggressive, they should be domineering, and those leaders only can be good. And so being a female gender, you cannot be those kind, because that will give you not your gender identity. I would say that that's not what we require. What we require from the leader is actually that one should be more caring, one should be more careful, one should be more averse and thoughtful. And all this would come with a leader's, a female leader, I would say. And if you get female leader, you will have a better business, you will have a better community, you will have a better, on the whole, economy. And I would say less war and more peace, more sustainability. That's what I would say for a female
Absolutely,
leader.
Dr. Monica. I think I agree with that, and I think most of the speakers will agree on that, because
I just want to add, Neha, I want to add that we are very proud that Soumya Swaminathan is from my college.
Well done. Okay.
Yeah, she's from AFMC. So
Okay.
so
That's really good. And I think the main trait which a leader has is about uniting everyone. And once a leader unite and imbibe and give those characters in other person, that they make everyone leader, whoever is coming across. And I think that is the real quality of the leadership is all about.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Monica, if I ask that how a woman can achieve to be a leader, like what quality she should be having being a leader? So if I say, if I'm a common person, and if I say that I wanted to become a leader, what I should be having in my life to achieve those heights in my life?
Yeah, so that's what I said, that you have to be caring, and you have to be, having diversity. You have to be, accepting, and you have to take people all together with you. And also, you should be at par, you should be not like, stuck at one place. You have to increase your own skills, you have to increase your own knowledge, you have to increase your own confidence. Until unless your confidence, no one will get confidence from you. So you have to be showing your confidence, and that can come only when you are improving your own skills, when you are at par with everything, and you're looking at things from a distance and taking everybody together. That's how a good leader could be. And then the time management, as I said earlier, this is very important for everything to be successful.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. And I think during this COVID pandemic, everybody, like specifically the women frontline workers, like we all are frontline workers, we all are pediatricians and neonatologists who are there round the clock in ICU. I think it's all about how much bravery this our community has shown during this global pandemic, and how they have maintained a thin line between, to maintain the family as well as professional life. And I think I really hats off to all the healthcare providers all across the world who has shown bravery. They have risked their lives, they have managed their family, and who else can explain this better other than a female? And specifically, I feel very blessed that you all are live example in front of me. You all are mentors to me, and that's why I say behind every successful woman there is a tribe of successful women, and I'm very pleased to have you here today on board. So thank you so much, Dr. Monica. Dr. Monica, if the last thing, last thing I wanted to ask, that if you have to give one strong statement to the audience, what it would be?
No, one thing before I leave, I want to say, the best thing I could do as a woman is, I am a mother. So I have a son, I have a daughter. I have to teach my son how to respect the woman. I have to teach my son that he has to do equal household work along with the daughter, and I have to teach him what women can be. And so when we do this, actually, when all these sons are going to grow up, they are going to be really looking upon the woman as a strength and giving our due respect and place where we really deserve. Absolutely. I would say that. Absolutely. And one last thing which you want me to give is, I would say that believe If you believe you can, you probably can. If you believe you won't, you are surely not able to achieve anything. Believe in the ignition, what you have from inside, and switch that you can get it. So I would say, believe in yourself and you will get it.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank
Monica.
you,
I
Neha.
think everyone should have that spark, that spark of being alive and making every moment worth in the life and believing on themselves, and everything is then achievable. So thank you so much, Dr. Monica. I think that was a wonderful piece of thought that you shared with the audience. Moving forward, there's a very beautiful line in the morning which I came across, and that was about give yourself a break, stop beating yourself up. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has setbacks and failures. You don't come up with a book on how to get it right all the time. You will fail sometime, not because you plan to, but simply because you are a human. Failure is a part of creating a great life. And on those lines, I would like to move to my next speaker, Dr. Ruchita Vyas, who is a very renowned pediatric neurologist from Indore, and she is like my elder sister, and she is one of the person who was behind my when I cleared my post graduation. She was one of the prime person because of whom I cleared my exam. So she's a mother of two beautiful kids, a wonderful wife, a wonderful friend, and a wonderful colleague to work with. And it's my pleasure to have her here today on board. So, Dr. Nushita, please tell me about yourself and what challenges you have faced in your life and how did you address that?
Hi everyone, thank you so much Neha for such kind words, and thank you so much for giving me this platform to express myself and for to know such amazing ladies. So people know me as child neurologist these days, but to reach till far is a long story that contains lots of failure and rejections. I started my life as a small town girl, very comfortable and lovely atmosphere at home. Parents were extremely supportive. Always wanted to become a doctor, so entered in medical college. Till then, life was very smooth. Post graduation, joined DNB Pediatrics and got married and conceived as well. Then came the real challenges of life, both personally and professionally. At personal front, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, that too in very advanced stage. So no words can explain that how painful it is to watch your dear ones passing away from you day by day. At professional front also, I had a tough time in clearing my DNB exam. I tried couple of times but couldn't succeed. There was a time when I dropped the idea of clearing the exam and started my private practice and started establishing as well. But somewhere inside, I was not happy. I was feeling that something is lacking in my life and something was missing. So after discussing with family members and friends, decided to try again to appear in the exam. And with tremendous support from family and friends, I could clear the exam. After that, I did not want to stop there, so appeared for neurology fellowship exam and cleared it in first go. Then that was again a very tough decision as I had to leave 2 kids and family back home. So retrospectively, when I think I could address the problem in my life by listening to my heart, as I always wanted to become a good doctor doing general practice, so I listened to myself even during tough time. Do not internalize the criticism of others. Their opinion of you does not define you. Support of family and friend is the backbone of any individual. It wouldn't have been possible for me to achieve this path without their support. And how could I cope up with my mother's departure? I would say few lines by Munawwar Rana ji. जब भी कश्ती मेरी सैलाब में आ जाती है, माँ दुआ करती है, ख्वाब में आ जाती है. So allow yourself to feel what you are feeling and smile and live your life. That's the greatest thing you can do to honor departed one.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, Dr. Ruchita. I think I completely understand losing a mother is something very big thing for any child or any individual. And no matter how old we are, whether we are 80-year-old, and even if your mother is 100-year-old, you still want your mother to be there. Because for us, and specifically with our background being an Indian, I think parents play a very vital role in our development. And what we are today is all the outcome of all the hardships we have been through along with their parents, and they being our firm supporters. So I completely understand what you have been through, and I'm very sorry to hear all those things. Although I have been a part of your life and I know you very well. So thank you so much for sharing very openly. If I ask you, Dr. Ruchita, that there are many people who have been through this kind of like a bit of traumatic situation in life where they have lost their dear and near ones, and they are being stressful as well. And I think because of this corona pandemic, this mental illnesses, they are quite oftenly we are seeing that they are getting revealed now. So how would you what would be your suggestion specifically to cope up with stress and depression during this lockdown phase? Shall they be doing in order to keep themselves well?
Yeah. So, as some sort of stress and anxiety is inevitable during this period, because news channels and WhatsApp messages, they are flooded with number of cases and death records. Moreover, when some of your known dies with this illness, then you realize that it can happen to anyone, and we all are equally vulnerable. So, social distancing has also created lots of anxiety and fear, because we humans are a social animal and we love to mingle with our friends and relatives. I think best way to minimize stress would be to take all the precautions as advised by expert, like maintaining hygiene and isolation, and take COVID as a different rhythm of life. Avoid going into excessive details of statistical records of deaths and cases and all. Of course, rumors and speculation can fuel anxiety. So having access to good quality of information can help you feel more control. Take out the positive out of it. Would say like feel blessed to have got the chance to spend time with those who mean the world to you. Like life has given you the time to think what else you want to do and how to go about it. Cultivate skills, talents, and hobbies. So everything in life happened with a purpose. So this must have a lot of positives, which we need to find out. So we should stop looking for negative aspect and have positive attitude towards it.
Yeah, and I think I agree on that. That because of this corona pandemic, like a lot of people, they're talking about negatives, what negatives has happened. We have lost so many people and this and that. But on the positive side, if we see, I for the first time I'm feeling that I'm back in my childhood when there was no phone. And we were just, we were spending more time with our family, and it was a quality time. Even I had corona, like for 3 weeks, I was off sick, and I had all sort of infection in my heart and everything. Even though my family was back in India and I was here in UK, still I was using my WhatsApp call, just to talk to them. But still, I was back in those days when there was a lot of family bonding, connection, spending time with each other, understanding how we are. Because a lot of time, even as a partner, even your better half or your kids, sometimes because you're so occupied with your commitment outside as well as at your work, you don't have enough time to see that they are growing as well, and you need to look at them as well, because every day you're running for something. And at the end of the day, like probably during corona, when I was speaking to a lot of people, they was telling me that for the first time they have revised and they got the time basically to think what they're up to. The life is so fast these days that we don't know that every year we are adding 1 year to our life. We are getting old as well. And even for me, it's like I'm adding years every year. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm in my middle 30 now and where I am right now. So, I think a lot of positive things has also happened. But just because we are so fearful, we are so anxious, and obviously the condition itself is it's something which has definitely, it's something which we have to be very careful about. It's not like that it's just something which we are assuming. It is there actually around us. So we have to be very, very careful. But at the other side, it's all about still being positive, still being enthusiastic, still being connected with your family, and keeping that positivity rolling. I think this is all about human life is all about. So yes, absolutely, I agree with that. Dr. Ruchita, if I ask you, although Dr. Bela, Dr. Nandini, Dr. Monica has already highlighted how to cope up with stress and how to have that balance between your mind and body, do you have any, like, how do you cope up with that? Like, if I ask you that, what is your idea behind keeping a mind and body healthy? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So to have a healthy mind and body, like it's easier said than done. They both go hand in hand. As healthy mind will lead healthy lifestyle. Unhealthy mind will lead to bad lifestyle and bad sleep pattern, eventually lead to unhealthy body. And similarly, unhealthy body will occupy all your mind and thoughts. So we need to work on both of them together. I think the first we need to give our mind a positive motivation. Once our mind is convinced that with what we want to do, our body would automatically align with that target. As said, getting started is half work done, but I personally feel that rest half, that is maintaining or continuing the healthy habit is equally important. Persistence is the key. And we often see people either start running, gymming, cycling for a few weeks and they eventually give up. So we may overcome this by having a strong mind that will keep us motivated. We may form even exercise group to motivate each other. Another equally important aspect for healthy mind and body is to have a good uninterrupted sleep of 7 to 8 hours a night. In today's busy lifestyle, we have shortage of time. Most of us first curtail our sleep because for kids one has to get up early or one has work over late, doesn't let us sleep on time. So first we compromise our sleep, then we give our time for exercise, yoga, fitness, and all. I hope and wish that this lockdown must have given enough time for us to rethink and prioritize things in our life. It is high time not to neglect our body, as healthy mind and healthy body not only add meaningful years to our life, but also give a sense of satisfaction among ourselves. I would also like to emphasize that of having a balanced life, some amount of yoga, exercise, playing with kids, family discussion at small and or less important topic, laughing with friends and families, reading books, and some me time. All this is required. In the end, I would like to say that healthy mind and body comes with a disciplined and required commitment from yourself. So, wishing all of us good health. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ishra. Thank you. It was wonderful. I can see, Dr. Nandini, you're on mute right now, and we still have a little bit of time with us. So, would you like to give any other? Would you like to share anything more on that? How to keep the positivity rolling during this Corona pandemic? Is there any other thought you have?
Basically,
I think I would probably reiterate what others have mentioned already.
Yeah.
I think we are talking a lot of stuff that we are all doing.
Yeah.
So talking about keeping ourselves physically fit, there are umpteen number of apps now. I think it's not necessary to rely on a gym anymore. We have all come to realize that now gyms are not really necessary. We can do these things on our own. There are umpteen number of apps, something called as 8Fit, something called as Asana Rebel, and yoga apps. Just download one and be consistent. That is what is most important. Just try and be consistent with doing whatever physical activity you do, whether it is to keep yourself fit or to lose weight or to maybe build up your core muscle strength, whatever it is, be consistent. That is key.
Absolutely.
That is very important.
Absolutely. Dr. Bela, you were saying something. Unmute yourself, Dr. Bela, first. Unmute yourself first, please.
Okay. I think this period has done more positive than negative, and when this period is over, of course, if we are alive after that and not affected,
no, we will be alive. We will be alive. That is all about, it's all mindset.
What I'm saying is, after this period is over, I'm telling you, retrospectively, we are going to miss this period.
Absolutely.
When the air is fresher, when the birds are breathing free, when the fish is breathing free, when the whole world is like actually doing with the minimum, and it's taught us that we don't need all those luxuries and all after which we have been running all this while. So we can do with the minimum and be happy. In our homes with our family, we can be as happy. And in fact, this has given us the time to come closer to our own relatives. You know, it's given us all the time, and whether it is a distant relative, you're doing the video call, or at home with your husband, you've never spent that much time in a day, you know, with your husband or something as you've spent in the past 3 months. So all this we are going to miss. So one should not think that this period is negative. The negativity, because the virus is so dangerous, and you don't, because people say, okay, the elderly are affected, but there are a lot of young people who have died. So it is not who is going to die, it is the virus is dangerous, and you'd never know to what extent your illness would go if you contract it. So my message is, the only solution to this virus is prevention. So you use all your knowledge, all your education, all of your practice in preventing this for you, for yourself and your loved ones, you know. So if you've done that, you have succeeded already in this period. And if you, like they say, that you have to lot to thank God about, you have to have gratitude. And they say very rightly, every morning the message comes that if you are still alive, and if you have the food on your plate, and you have not experienced any financial crunch, thank God for that. So like, I really want to tell people that what you're going to miss, so kindly appreciate this period also. So it's all not all negative. So, and it's your own responsibility to protect yourself and your family. So if you do that, this period is a positive period.
Yeah, and there's also a well said, proven thing about gratitude. When you are showing your gratitude to anything, at that point of time, when you're thankful to many things, you can't be depressed. You can't be like, you know, you have only positive feeling, then you show gratitude.
And then
so
positivity comes towards you, you know. You show your gratitude, the positivity comes anyways. So
and I think Dr. Bela and everyone, like, you will agree, it's all mutual thing. The more you're respectful, kind, and communicate and open and transparent and honest to the people around, the same kind of vibe you're going to get. So the more you're fishy, the more you're self-centered, the more you are like arrogant or egoist, the same thing you're going to imbibe from the nearby thing. So it's all about what kind of energy and what kind of vibration you are bombarding to the universe. The same thing you're going to accept and imbibe in your life. So
well said.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. I think I'm just going to conclude this show. But before that, I would like to tell to my audience, the intention of sharing our life experience today was to make you aware that everybody in this world has got their own share of struggle. And what we are today is the outcome of all the struggles which we have been through. So please don't get discouraged. Please keep your positivity going. Keep your enthusiasm rolling. It's very easy to give up, but it's very, very challenging to keep your positivity sustainable. So please never ever give up. The only difference which you can make in your life and somebody else's life is by being positive and keeping it going for the rest of your life. So thank you so much, everyone. Before leaving, I think the Sahityoday team, they wanted to give a small token of appreciation to all the wonderful speakers here. Dr. Monica has left, but I will send that wonderful token of love from Sahityoday team. And that is, they wanted to felicitate by giving Ma Bharati Award to all the speakers here. So Sudeshna, Dr. Sudeshna Pankajji, are you there? Can you listen to me?
Yeah, Neha, I'm here. I would play the I will share the certificates now. Yeah.
Sure, thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you so much, Sahityoday team. And remember, everyone, together we can and we will make a difference. So with this, I'll sign off. Thank you so much, everyone. It was a pleasure to have you on board. Thank you, Sahityoday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.